You need to start something, show workings, put yourself out there. I think you're a step ahead already, and you should take advantage of that.
Hello lovely viewers, welcome once again to the Gigi Show, the show that seeks to inspire you to become that person that you were made to be. As usual, my name is Alice Son and I am your host. Today, somebody say today, I'm with one amazing young lady who is actually doing everything in the world. Yes, I'm Jifa.
Hi.
You're welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's the way you said everything in the world for me.
Yes, actually. You're doing everything. So please, can you tell us something small about yourself?
Okay, my name is Jifa Makafui. Okay. I am a digital content creator as a producer. I'm also a communication specialist. I'm a writer, an author. I have a book, Dear Tales. I'm also a front-end developer as well as a cybersecurity analyst. I focus on data protection.
Please, did you take note? A writer, cybersecurity developer, I mean, like, it's plenty. Madam Jifa, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26 years. And you are everything on planet Earth.
Yeah, sometimes I think 24 hours is not enough for me. Like, there's so much to do.
Really? All right, so we would like to know more about your educational background.
Okay, so I didn't grow up in Ghana. Okay. I grew up in Nigeria. My mother had me when I was 2 years old in Ghana. When I was 2 years old, so she took me to Nigeria. My siblings were born in Nigeria, so I was the only one in Ghana at the time and the only child born in Ghana. And so moved to Nigeria. I had my primary education there. I had my secondary education there. Then I later had my university education in Ghana, where I studied communication studies and majored in journalism at the Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Oh, okay. So you did communication studies and...
Yeah, and where I majored in journalism.
Is that all?
Well, no. Over the years, I have, added more to my portfolio. I graduated from Old School Africa, where I studied front-end development. Okay. Also, I am now in cybersecurity. I'm still learning. I'm still a work in progress with regards to cybersecurity. I am now planning to write my ISC squared exams. Okay. Yeah, I intend to write that very soon. But yeah, I've dabbled into cybersecurity as well. And I think for cybersecurity, it stemmed from my love for digital content creation. So I worked at a Media General as podcast production.
Popularly known as TV3.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, TV3.
Yeah, right, I worked at TV3, Media General Digital. So I worked at the digital side as a podcast producer.
Okay.
With regards to podcast production, I was in charge of producing all the podcasts at TV3, including some shows. So when I started, producing this podcast, and I was in charge of, uploading, using this a software to upload our our production, our end product of whatever we're producing. I realized that I did not know much about safeguarding our digital space. So there's a lot of threats on the internet, and we have to be fully aware of these threats so that we know how to navigate the digital space. And that's how I dabbled into cybersecurity. I didn't even plan for that one. I was like, you know what, let me read about how to safeguard my space so I don't lose my job, make a mistake and lose my job. Because in as much as technology has been good to us, it has its advantages and its benefits, I also think that people are taking advantage and posing serious threats to the digital space. So it's good to be on guard. And that's how I dabbled into cybersecurity.
You just read about it?
I just watched a YouTube video and I was like, you know what, I want to learn more, and I started learning.
Wow, please. YouTube is not only for movies, okay? She learns about cybersecurity from YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, not YouTube alone. I also learned from the ISC2 platform, and I had a mentor. I'm like,
okay.
I got a mentor.
Okay, that's really inspiring.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us at what age you were doing this, what age you completed this, what age, because you are too young to be doing plenty things.
Really?
Yes. So we want to know.
Okay, so I finished SHS, or I wrote WASI when I was in SHS 2, and I was 15 at the time.
15?
Yeah, so I think our results came out when I was 16, and when our results came out, I had done well. My parents saw like there was no need for me to go to SHS 3 again, because the goal was to write WASSCE, and I've already written WASSCE and I've passed.
Oh, okay.
And so I started my university education when I was 20, but before my university education, I wrote my first book, Dear Tales. I wrote that book. It's a crime fiction novel. I wrote that book when I was 19.
19?
Yeah.
Wow. Was it published?
Yeah, it's a self-published book. I published it myself.
Wow. So I can get it out there
you can get it on Amazon. I think you can get it on 11 different online bookstores. I also have hard copy. I would have brought it. I forgot, but I have hard copy. I can always send to you.
Wow. I'm already inspired, ladies. I'm already inspired. So, after completing SHS and writing your book at 19, does that mean that at 19 you were at the university, or I mean, what were you doing at that time?
Oh, at 19 I was in Ghana. Yeah, I was at a primary school teaching, actually. So like, you know, I finished SHS.
You were teaching in Ghana?
Yeah, I was teaching in Ghana, but I think I was teaching like, you know, kindergarten. Like, it was not any big distance, but it was just to like, you know, sort out myself financially.
Oh, okay.
It was not like teaching was my passion. I did not discover how teaching could be a passion at that time, because I later went to teach as a teaching assistant at the university. Okay. But that's besides the point. So around 19, I was a teacher, and I had this little Infinix phone, and I would always like start writing, and then one day like that I was like, I could actually write a book. And I think the idea came when I was traveling from Nigeria to Ghana. I was in a bus. I traveled by road, and the storyline was just playing in my head. I'm a big fan of true crime, so I always knew that if I was going to write a book, my first book would be a crime fiction.
So I guess you've read Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Oh my
goodness.
I'm a big fan of Sherlock Holmes, Nancy Drew. I'm a big fan.
Oh, okay.
So yes, I got the storyline. It was just to like, you know, start writing. And at the time, I did not have the luxury of owning a laptop. Okay. And I did not say, let me wait till I own a laptop before I start writing. So I wrote my first book on an Infinix phone, just on the notepad.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So 19 years, you were supposed to be at school, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to be in school.
So why were you teaching and not in school?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I could not financially, like, you know, go on with my tertiary education at the time. And so my goal was to like teach for a long period of time, and if I'm able to raise money, I would raise money and go to school at the time. That was the goal for me. But then there was a time I used to write a lot of articles. I'm a very opinionated person. I would have opinions and just write at the time, because I'd come to Ghana, I did not have friends at all. So I just felt like my online friends were my friends. And so there's this platform called Nairaland. It's an online Nigerian forum. Right. I used to write a lot. So one day, I don't know, I was angry. I wrote a long thing. I was ranting, and somebody DM'd me and asked me that, oh, you write so well, did you study English in the university? And I was like, oh no, I didn't. I have not made it to the university yet. And she was like, why? And I told her financial constraints. And she asked me, if you don't have any financial constraints now, will you be able to go to school? And I told her that yes, I'll be able to go to school. And she told me that I should go to any school of my choice and find out like their tuition, registration, and all of that, and relay the information back to her. This is somebody I've never met before. I just knew her on that Nairaland platform. She's based in the UK. So I knew that there was no hope of seeing her anytime soon. And so at the time, because I was doing a lot of writing, it just made sense to be a journalism student, or to go into journalism. So I went to GIJ, I went to make all the inquiries there, and I relayed the information to her. And I think then registration in GIJ was like 200 cedis. She sent me 500 cedis. She was like, you know, register and, you know, use the rest of the money to like sort out anything that you need to sort out. If you gain admission, let me know. I'll fund your 4 years in the university. And that's how I made it to the university.
Like right now, I can't stop. Pardon me if the wow is too much, but I'm wow. Like wow. So from writing, somebody saw the potential and decided to support you. That's That's very good. So young girls with financial problems, so to the young girls out there, nobody is going to support you if they don't see any potential, right?
Yeah, not even that. I feel like you should just start. Like, don't wait for anything. Like I said, I was writing a book and I did not wait for a laptop to come. I used my phone. My phone was those kind of phones that you start typing now and it gets really, really hot. I put it in the fridge. I bring it out and I still keep writing. So what I would tell people is, like, just start. Start with whatever you have. Funny thing, you can write a code on your phone. You can write your hello world on your phone. Start with something. And I think once you have a smartphone or a smart device, like, I think you're a step ahead already. And you should take advantage of that. Yeah.
So this person funded your whole university tuition, education, everything?
Yes, and even after university, I think for the first 6 months, she was like sending me stipends every month. And, you know, at some point, she told me that she was going to continue what she had started with me with another person. And so, like, that's how we stopped. But she funded everything.
So do you still hear from that person?
Yeah, once in a while we still talk, like a birthday, like Christmas. I text her, I tell her how much she has changed my life, because she actually did change my life. So yeah, I still text her.
Is she someone who is into philanthropy or something?
I really don't know. So the funny thing here is that I don't know much about this person, and she sort of like made it that way. Even at some point, you know, after like every semester, I would send her my results, because I just felt like you are paying fees for somebody that you don't even know. It only makes sense that you see how I am doing, because I was doing really well in school. I was always bagging A's and B pluses. So I used to send her my results and she would tell me that there is no need. Like, it was so strange, but like, she made it in a way that I don't even know much about her. But she was always there financially. She always made sure she was there financially for me.
Wow. Ladies, ladies, or everybody, or anyone out there, don't let finances weigh you down, right? Start something, and God will send a helper.
Yeah.
I'm really inspired. So apart from financial challenges, did you have any form of challenge?
Well, when I came to Ghana, yes. When I came to Ghana, people automatically assumed I was Nigerian. So I had issues with friendship when I came to Ghana. I remember there was the time my roommates had like her money stolen, and she made a silly comment like she's suspecting me because Nigerians, they're like that. You know, those kind of things. And because of that, I was really close-guarded when it came to like making friends in Ghana. Also, another like serious challenge I faced in the university was I get to like class when your lecturer is teaching you, he makes references to things that have happened in Ghana, like really Ghanaian examples. And I am someone that grew up in Nigeria. If you want Nigerian examples, I can give it to you. But like, I had to study extra. In the university, I always felt like I wasn't enough. And so it pushed me to always overstudy, because I was scared, like, what if the lecturer brings a scenario in the exam that has happened and all my mates will know because they've been in Ghana since they were born. And me, I just came here like some 2-3 years ago. How do I do? So I think it was a big challenge for me, but how I was able to overcome it was like learning extra, doing too much. When my friends learned from A to C, I would learn to Z. Like, just to ensure that I cover all loopholes.
I don't understand why she's doing everything, because I mean, you are always doing extra, right?
Yeah, I'm always doing extra.
Oh, I'm really overwhelmed with your story. I'm really so you overcame these challenges by going the extra mile, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then your finances. I mean, when the woman started supporting you, was it an end to those financial constraints?
Not really, but I did not like fully depend on her too. So at some point in my life, I used to sell shito. Yeah, at some point in my life, I think from level 100 to level 400, no, to level 300, I was selling shito on campus. So like,
did you prepare it yourself?
So my mother would prepare it. I do the branding, the packaging, the selling. So my mother and I would go to the markets and we come back, we cook it together. Then I will package it and take it around. So I started interning at TV3 when I was in level 100. So like, I think they were my first major, like, you know, will I say, customers, because like most of them were buying from me at the time before I moved it to campus and all of that. So I was making money on my own, as well as her supporting me, because even though she was paying my school fees, I was the one funding my hostel fees.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you were actually having your internship at Media General.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. You know, there's this, should I say a rumor or something? Someone always said to me that when it comes to media General, it's very difficult to get there. You get it. So with you being there, I want you to educate it. Is it true? Is that rumor true?
You have to be really good. Media General, they only pick the best. But then I feel like if you want to get in Media General, I can't believe I'm saying this, you have to start through internship. Go there as an intern. Build proper connections and don't go there and play. Media General is full of people that are already good. Like they are really good. Like the best of the best journalists are at Media General. Oh, okay. So you have to like go an extra mile to prove yourself so that you can be noticed and seen, because nobody will see you if you don't put yourself out there.
Nobody will see you if you don't put yourself out there. Now I am putting myself out there.
Yes,
I want to do everything.
Please do. The sky is your starting point.
Oh my goodness. So what was your inspiration? What inspired you? Okay, so you've told us why you went to do cybersecurity and all that. But what was the inspiration after watching the YouTube video? What inspired you to do more?
So I think I've been inspired to do more already in life as a person growing up, based on my background, from like, you know, the kind of family I'm from. If you don't push yourself to do well, you just be another person. Like,
wow.
Like I think for most of the time, I always have to remind myself from, like, this is the family you are coming from. You have to do better. Like my brother is also another source of inspiration. My brother didn't go to the university, but he's Africa's sought after management consultant. He has traveled around Africa.
Wow.
Like, you know,
he didn't go to the university.
Speaking and all of that.
Wait. He didn't go to the what?
The university.
He
didn't make it there.
Oh my god.
So like, but he's doing so well for himself.
Over the world.
Well, like teaching people that have masters and PhD.
Wow.
Yeah. So like when you look at the kind of people that have been before me, nobody will tell you that you have to sit up and do well before you do well. Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed. So it's like your family is full of fighters.
Yeah, I think my family is full of like really like people that are resilient.
You sometimes face self-doubt or imposter syndrome?
I think I have a lot of imposter syndrome. I think I was talking to a friend recently and I was telling her that if I don't have imposter syndrome, I would be very unstoppable. Yeah, I do have it sometimes. There are days that I feel like, am I even enough? Like, you know, you're applying for grants, scholarship, like opportunities, and you're asking like, is this really me? So I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I see the pressure on LinkedIn, and I even think to myself that maybe I'm not even doing enough. So there are days that I have imposter syndrome, but like for me, how I don't even know if I overcome them. I just keep doing me, like just keep learning. I like learning, you know, like it's a big deal for me. I made it a rule for myself that every year I will learn something new. I made that rule when I was in level 400. So in level 400, whilst I was doing my my level 400 already, I was doing my project work. That time I was also working at an international media organization. I was also trying to apply for front-end engineering.
Wow.
I was trying to apply for studies to study software development, and I did at All School Africa. So I wrote their test. I think I was the highest in Ghana. I got 98 over 100, and then I got in. And then I tried level 400. I did All School Africa at the same time, did GIJ, doing project work, writing exams. I think there was a time, when I was writing my level 400 final exams, and at the same time, I was writing All School first semester exams. So like that period, people saw me and they were scared, like, Jifa, are you okay? Because I had huge bags under my eyes. I just finished learning, let's say, globalization for GIJ. The next moment I'm done learning globalization, I'm trying to write a code. I'm trying to like do something, because I know that immediately after like GIJ exams, I have to rush in my Uber and go back to like my my hostel and start like writing my All School exams.
Wow.
So like it was really challenging, and I look back at these things sometimes and see that if I was able to do those things, what's stopping me now? now that I don't have that much pressure on me, I'm not scared that I may fail a course or something. Because remember, somebody was sponsoring me. I cannot go and tell her that I failed my final year course. Do you understand? So yeah.
I'm already inspired. Like, I'll say this and say it over and over again. I remember I used to be this studious student when I was in school. When people are playing, I'm always learning. And then they hinted it to me that, well, if you are like that, your social life is going to be affected. You have to make some time for socialization and all that. And now I'm struggling to be consistent with studying. And your story has really inspired me. So what do you have for that young lady out there who is always learning? Always learning, and they are on her to stop and then socialize? What do you have for her?
Take a break. Chill.
Okay.
Chill. Take a break.
Okay.
I will not even lie to you. There was a time in level 300 I was frequenting Bloomberg. I was actually chilling. I used to chill sometimes, like, because there are times that you need to take a break. Oh, if not, you break down. So, but the thing is balance and discipline, knowing when to stop, knowing when to stop studying because you are studying too much, and knowing when to like take a break because you are giving more time to your social life than your academic life.
Okay.
So I think you should chill sometimes. Don't be learning all the time. I mean, I graduated with first class, at the same time with distinction from Old School Africa, and
So
I had a social
both at the same time.
in level 400.
Both at the same time.
At the same time.
Wow.
Sometimes I have to remain on campus because, like, I want to use campus Wi-Fi to do Old School Africa immediately after I'm done with JIJ courses. So, like, just chill. Like, take your time. In as much as I tell myself that time no day, I also know that I have to take my time. If not, you fall sick, you break down, and then what was the entire point? You get it?
So, you can learn. You have to chill a little. Have time for
Oh, I
yourself.
cannot play.
Makes Jack a dull boy. All right. So, I would like you to help us with this. Are there misconceptions about women in cybersecurity?
Oh, of course. There are misconceptions about women in tech in general. Even before cybersecurity, people think that, like, women are not good enough, and there is not much. It's now that we are trying to get good representation of women in tech. Usually, it's a male-dominated field. So, like, there are misconceptions. Most times, like, people would, like, look at the guy first before they look at you and all of that. You can even face situations of sexual harassment in the workplace, or sexual harassment when you are trying to get employed. I think I faced that.
Wow.
I faced that.
Can you give us a scenario?
I went for an interview. When I was done, the interviewer was like, can you give us a 360? Yeah, I faced that. So, like,
did you give them a 360?
Of course not. I just took my bag and then I left. I actually felt stupid for attending the interview, because why did I prepare so much for an interview to get disrespected in that manner? Because I feel like that was total disrespect to me. Because first of all, you meet me in my entire brilliance, and the only thing you can think of is, oh, I wanted to give me a 360. I felt totally disrespected by that. But, like, these things happen. It's not just me. Like, women see these things all the time. So I think these are, like, the challenges women go through and misconceptions. I think people always think that men can do the job better, but we can do equally as good and even better than.
So how do we address these issues, like being sexually harassed?
I think for us, there's nothing we can do, because usually we are the victims. So I think it's up to leadership, to management, to, like, HRs, to people in leadership positions, to ensure that the workspace is free from harassment. The workspace has zero tolerance for harassment. It makes things easier for us, because if like a woman is not telling you she wants to do something with you in the workspace, what makes you think like she would want to do anything with you? Because you are here to work, you are here to get deliverables done, to ensure that the company meets its vision and mission. So why is there anything sexual to it? So I think, like, workplaces have to have zero tolerance for harassment.
Please, did you have mentors along the way? Any mentor?
Yeah, I did. I started with Portia Gabo. So she mentored me throughout my university days. There were times like I followed her on assignments when she goes to like, cover some news and do her stories. So like that helped me with my journalism life. There were days I would write a news story, give it to Portia Gabo, and Portia Gabo would tell me, Jifa, this is not good enough. Take this down, start again. So like having mentors, like it puts you a step ahead, because if you are doing it on your own, like if I was doing it on my own, I would not know that this is not good enough. And when somebody tells you that this is not good enough and they push you to do better, you automatically get better at it. So I had with Portia Gabo for journalism, and also I also have with cybersecurity as well.
So who is your mentor for cybersecurity?
That is Miss Pfizer Adams.
And where did you meet her?
Oh, that's another story, man.
Another story for another day.
I always have a story for days. So I met up with a friend and we're just talking, and I let him know that, oh, like I'm now watching YouTube on cybersecurity and I'm just trying to get a hang of it. And he was like, I have a friend, and he called Pfizer that day, and Pfizer was at East Legon, same place where we were, and we just met. And she was like, she has this mentorship program for like cybersecurity, and when it's time she'll let me know. So when it was time, I got the link, I filled the form, and then I got in. And so she's been my mentor since then. I think that was late last year.
Realize that you are actually a very ambitious person who is able to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
How are you able to combine all these things? I mean, how are you able to?
So I think I'm the world's biggest planner. When I am trying to apply for a job, I use a software that helps me plan my job search. I plan my quarterly goals, I plan my weekly goals, I plan my daily goals. So I use this app called Todoist, Todoist, to plan my entire week. If I want to plan my year, I use Asana to plan my year, or I use Notion to plan my year.
So Asana is actually
it's a software tool used for planning, project management.
There's a name of a drink in Ghana, a local drink called Asana. So I don't want people to.
Yes, don't get it wrong. Asana. Asana is a software tool, the one I'm talking about here.
Sure.
And then I also use Notion to plan my life. Like December last year, first week in December, by the time I was done with like the first week in December, I knew the steps I was going to take for 2025. I planned my entire life. So I also plan my day, I plan my time, and I'm very disciplined. So it's not only about planning, you have to be disciplined with your time. So I use the calendar app. I think everybody uses calendar to know that, okay, from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, prayer time. From 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, you're learning how to sew. From 7 to 8, you are going to learn something on cybersecurity. From this to this, you're going to learn how to code. So like yesterday, I spent like 3 hours of my time yesterday building a portfolio website for myself. So like that's the thing, I plan, and it's really important that I emphasize on this, because I was traveling to Nigeria last year and I planned my entire trip using an app. Like people just just do these things. I don't.
So what are some of the apps? The Asana and
I use Wonderlog to plan a trip.
What,
like Wonderlog.
Is it available on Google Play?
Yes, it's available Google Play, App Store, and all of that. So like I use Asana, I use Notion, I use Todoist. Yes, I use 3 of these apps to plan. Like it's really, really important. I don't wake up and I say, oh, I'm just going to do this, unless maybe a situation calls for it, because there are days that things you don't plan for happen. But most times, every Sunday, I know who I'm meeting by this time of the week and all of that. And I should also mention that for now, I am a remote worker, so I'm always at home. So I probably have the luxury of time. Somebody that works 9 to 5 may have to spend 2 hours in traffic before they get home, and that time in traffic they may not be able to do anything. But I'm always home. So like I wake up in the morning, and as I wake up like this, I am starting my day. I know what I am doing. I don't have to like now dress up, laugh and say I'm going somewhere, so I'm going to be in traffic and all of that. So I should also mention that that is a privilege I have at the moment. I don't know if like I may go back to 9 to 5, but I also know that if I go back to 9 to 5, I will plan. And I should also mention that I am a morning person. I'm somebody that sleeps around 8 p.m. I'm so sorry, I sleep 8 or 9 p.m. My friends know me. If you call me around 10, 11, you won't get me. I'm fast asleep. So because of that, I'm awake around 4 or 5 and I start working around 4 or 5. I'm a morning person. In the afternoon, I may not be able to do as much as the kind of things I achieve in the mornings. And that is really it. That's how I'm able to go by.
She's all about work. What do you do at your leisure time? And besides, do you even have leisure time?
Yeah, I do. I'm learning how to sew nice clothes. So like I am sewing now. There are times that friends visit me. There are times that I catch up with friends. Like this year, I don't think I have gone out to say like I've gone out because I wanted to go out to chill. I did not grow up in Ghana, so I don't have that much like friends to see, and I don't even know places like that in Ghana. So one thing about me is I know how to have fun with myself. I know I'm very comfortable being alone. And like at this point in my life, most of my friends have left the country and all of that. You know, people are looking for like, you know, better opportunities for themselves. So like, yeah, with regards to like, you know, leisure time, maybe I will sleep, or like I talk to my friends on the phone, catch up with them, and sometimes I go out. Like there are times that my friend can just come with their car and they're like, oh Jifa, let's go somewhere, let's go to the mall and buy this, like, you know, those kind of things. Yeah, I think that's what I do in my leisure time. I have to plan to say, okay, on this day I want to go to Accra Mall to watch a movie before I do that. Okay. So I still plan my leisure.
Still plan your leisure.
Except ECG takes the light. When ECG takes the light, you can't do anything, especially when your devices are not charged. So you have to like find that leisure time for yourself immediately. So yes.
Wow. So do you actually, I've heard you saying friends, but predominantly it's work. Do you have a social life?
Honestly, I would say yes to myself, but if I explain it to you, you think I'm delusional about it. So I think the yes and no. Like right now, do I have a social life? Throughout this year, I've not like stepped out to like have fun. I think even yesterday, I was actually planning how I want my birthday to go. So I think I'm now looking forward to like social activities on that day. So I don't think I have that much of a social life, because I think right now we are adults and most people have plans, like, you know, and all of that. So these days I just rest. If I think I want to like have an experience with something, then I go for it. But social life is probably all those networking events. I like to go for a lot of networking events. I should even put it out there that people should go for networking events and actually network. You never know what your next opportunity will be. So I like to go for those events. I think that's what I'll consider my social life. Okay.
So how to network? How do I network? And what are some of these network events? And how do I network? Should I just see you and, Madam Jafai, I want you to be my friend?
Oh, you know, it actually starts from a conversation. If you meet a very nice woman, you can tell her that, Madam, your dress is really gorgeous. You know, where did you buy it from? Or like, you know, your makeup is beautiful. Like you can just compliment somebody and say, oh, by the way, I'm Jifa Makafui and I do this and this. And before you know what's happening, you just strike a conversation, you know, and then you can like, you know, network. But you also ask, how do you find these networking events? On social media, I'm always seeing a lot of networking events. Like a lot of people are always having like events. There are some that are paid, there are some that are free. You can always like, you know, go for these events, search for them. On LinkedIn, I'm always seeing a lot of events. You can also ask your friends to plug you to any events that they think. Some events have, you see it on billboards actually, and some of these events are free. Like any events that has to do with SDG, most of them, they are actually free, and they do like market it well for you to see. So like you can, this is the way I like find. And I always let friends know that, guys, if you see an event that you think like I should go there and it will be good for me, like put me on. Like let your friends know what you are doing, especially people that, you know, have the access to these things. Let them put you on.
Wow. All right, so what are your words to the lady out there wants to also do everything like you're doing, who wants to write, who wants to go into content creation, cybersecurity, what are your words, but is facing financial constraints, what do you have for that lady?
Who, like, financial constraints? I would say start and put yourself out there. Like, it's really important for you to start something, because most times, if you meet your helper wants to see that, like, you can do and know that, okay, this person has potential, but this person is facing this difficulty, and that is where they fill the gap for you. So I will always say start, because for me, like, with regards to my university education, if I had not written that article, or if I was not writing those articles, she would not have noticed that, oh, this person is a writer, and assumed that I studied English in the university and DM'd me about it, because she was just DMing me to tell me that, oh, you write well. So if I was not writing, she would never have known me.
Yeah.
So, like, start. That's all I can say. Start. If you also feel like you need mentors, like, reach out to them. The highest they can tell you is no. And I always tell myself, like, no matter how you tell me no, it's not going to change, like, anything. I would find somebody that will eventually tell me yes. But for people to even see you and tell you yes, I think if you start and you show them something and be like, okay, yes, I want to get into this field, and I've been learning A, B, and C, and I've tried my hands on this, they'll know you are serious.
Okay.
But if you say, because these people that we are aspiring to, or we are looking out for as mentors, they have a lot of people DMing them. You need to stand out. You need to look like somebody that is really, really serious with whatever you are saying you want them to help you do.
Okay.
So I just think start, and always also know that there would be setbacks. With regards to me, I would have done my master's long time ago, but obviously there are setbacks. I am now trying to do it now. So just know that everything will not be rosy. There will be bad days. So that I don't want you to have a bad day and think, no, this is the end of the road for me.
All right.
There would be bad days. You need to start something, show workings, put yourself out there. Like, I don't play on LinkedIn. Like, I always put myself out there. It's really, really, really important for me. So, like, please start, put yourself out there, like, go an extra mile, and always know that, like, the way the world is evolving, you should not stop learning. I would never stop learning. Like, I always say that I am good with anything academia, because put me in a class, best believe I will do well. I don't even know how I do it. I think I just learn too much, but I will always do well in a class. But when it comes to little things like painting, if I paint for you right now, you'll be so confused at what I've done. So, like, I realized that I was not good with my hands, or I was conditioned to believe I was not good with my hands and just with my brains. So this year I bought a sewing machine, and I've been sewing.
Trying.
Yes.
So is it working out?
It's working out for me. Like, these crunches on my hair, I made it myself. Oh. And I sewed a skirt recently, and I wore it to work. Like,
you should have brought one of your
I should have brought one of my. Don't worry, I'll send a picture. They'll post this. All right. They'll add this to the video.
And like, sew one for me as
I'll sew one for you, I promise. So, like, that's the thing. Don't ever think that you can't do this unless you try. Because if you don't try, you won't even know for a fact that you can't do it. So I was conditioned to believe that I couldn't do things with my hands. But right now, I have, like, a sewing machine, and I'm sewing small. So who says I can't do anything? I believe I can do anything. The only person that can stop me is me. That's what I believe. So I also believe that, the only thing that can stop you is you and your mindset. Always go for gold.
The only person that can stop you is you. Always go for gold. I have learned a lot today. And from now, I'm also going to do a lot. Yes, I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to do a lot. So, watch out for me as well. All right, Chifa, your last words.
To every girl out there, I want you to know that your dreams are valid. And I want you to work hard towards them. There will be obstacles. There will be times that you'll be asking yourself, what am I doing? Am I having it? Like, am I doing it wrong? Like, even the best of us have those days, but keep going. The only thing you shouldn't do is stop. Like, do not stop. Keep going. You do nonsense, continue that nonsense until it gets better. So don't stop. Just keep going. Your dreams are valid.
Wow. I can't stop using this wow, and I'm inspired because we've really learned today. We've really learned a lot. Thank you so much for watching the GG Show, the show that seeks to inspire you and make you that genius that you are. As usual, your host, my name is Alice Son, and see you next time. It's bye-bye for now.